Hello, everyone. How's it going? This looks completely ridiculous, but you got to get in the Christmas festivities however you can these days, apparently. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you tonight about maybe some ideas for buying gifts for maybe a family member or a loved one that likes synthesizers, and you have no clue whatsoever what to buy them. I'm hoping this video might be able to help you out. I won't dilly-daddle. I'll get right into dilly-daddle. What the hell am I talking about? I won't waste your time as I waste your time. But really, I just wanted to give you a couple of quick ideas and maybe some cautions about buying a gift for somebody that you want to buy a gift for that likes synthesizers. The first thing I want to get into is buying gear. So that's like buying synthesizers or expensive speakers or headphones or the one caution, and you're going to see a ton of videos and a ton of advertising out there that's going to be, you know, if you look for the best cheap synthesizers or the best expensive synthesizers or whatever, you're going to get a lot of sales jobs and a lot of, you know, not bad advice, but the one thing with gear, it's a very personal decision. So you could buy them something very expensive, something very good, but if it doesn't fit for how their workflow works or the type of sounds they want to create, or if they already have another expensive synthesizer that kind of covers the same bases, you could buy them a very nice gift that they may not fully appreciate because one, they don't want it, or two, it's just not necessary. So that's my first caution about buying gear, is that I wouldn't go into it and blindly buy a synthesizer or an effects pedal or speakers or headphones or monitors or whatever you want to call it. Spend a lot of cash without really knowing for sure that the person you're buying for really wants that. So that might be a little bit tricky for you to find out one way or another, but I wouldn't, that'd be my caution, unless you're buying something very cheap for you that you don't mind spending the money on. They might not like, just to surprise them, and okay, that's fine, but you know, don't go and buy them a very expensive synthesizer because the guy at the store or somebody on YouTube told you this is the best synthesizer ever. It may be a very good synthesizer, but if it doesn't work for his or her workflow, then they are going to be disappointed, and you'll probably be disappointed too when they open the box and they fake their enjoyment over it. So how do you get around that? Well, one trick, you know, I might try to do is I might go to my partner or my friend and be, you know, hell, it's been a couple tough years. You know, I've been really. And what's your budget? You know, is it $1,000? Is it $500 or whatever? It's like, think of something that you want that would be around your price range you'd be willing to send. Like, you know, this year I'm hoping to save up some of our money, and you know, just for something nice, for something to look forward to. I'd really like to buy product X. I know it costs around $2, $3, whatever, 100,000 or $1,000 or whatever. What's something you would like that we could save up for too? Because I don't think it's just fair that I'm the only one who get. And then they might go, oh yeah, you know, I really want, you know, this new Korg, you know, mod wave or something like that, or who knows what they say. And then okay, just make a note of that. Go on Google, go to your see what the prices are, and then see if you can float it, and then bang, there you go. It's something you know they want, something that's within maybe your price range you're willing to spend for Christmas as per your gift, and then hell, maybe if you're lucky, they'll take the hint too and go out and buy you what you want to, and everyone can have a Merry Christmas. So one thing I will recommend, gear-wise, and this is not maybe something for somebody who's already in the hobby or is already established with synthesizers, but maybe for somebody who's looking to start playing around with synthesizers, or wants to make music, or you think might enjoy a cool music making gadget. This is the Korg Nts1. It's about 140 Canadian new, maybe 120 USD new, I'm guessing. What it is it's a synthesizer, and it also is an effects module. So if they end up moving forward and playing more with synthesizers, this will come in handy because they can use it as a nice little effects box. And from the get-go, it has a number of synthesizer sounds and effects built in, so they don't need to buy a whole bunch of other things to get a bunch of sounds from the get-go. So I think it's a really good beginner synth, and it's pretty cheap. The one caution I'll give you is you do have to build it yourself. And it's not too difficult. Like if you can follow building IKEA furniture or a model kit or simple instructions, you know, all these switches and everything are attached. You do have to kind of break the case apart, and you do have to put the circuit boards in and screw them in. It's all pretty simple though. I was able to build it in an hour or two. It wasn't too difficult at all, and but I will give you that warning. It does not come built like this. You do have to pre-build it. So you could find a build video on YouTube about it somewhere to kind of get an idea of what's involved with the building, and you can know if the person's going to have a stroke trying to do that or if they'll be just fine. Alright, that's all I'm going to cover for gear, because the rest of the stuff is, okay, I'm assuming the person you are buying for may already have a setup. Take a look at their setup. Do they have stickers all over their stuff? Have they customized their synths? Do they look like they just came from the factory like these ones here? Why I mention this is because, okay, if you're not going to ask them and you don't want to spend a big chunk of money buying hardware or their dream synth or whatever, what can you get them to make their current setup more enjoyable, right? And the nice thing about that is these might be things they might want or could use, but they just can't justify the cost themselves for doing so. So the first thing I want you to do, like I said, look at their setup. You know, if the stuff came from the factory, there isn't a sticker on it, that's going to tell you right away that you're not going to want to get them a vinyl kit or anything like that to customize their synthesizers. That they probably like their stuff looking fresh and as they bought it. But one thing, like, look at mine, right? Like, it's dusty as all get up down here, and you might notice they have like laundry, like their shirts or blankets covered over their stuff. Well, they're trying to protect it from getting dusty. You know, I should probably do that too. If you see any of my other videos, my stuff sometimes looks like I pulled it out of the dryer vent. But what you can get, and I don't have any of these myself, but judging from some quick looks and reviewing, they seem to be just fine quality-wise. Is there's these things called deck savers. And you know, they're like, I was looking at their site, they're not cheap. You know, they're about like Canadian, like $60 to $80. It depends on the size. But my recommendation also is to take some pictures of their synthesizers and reverse Google search them to figure out what they are if you don't know, if you can't tell just by looking at them. Usually the synthesizers on them will have a company name, like these ones have Electron and then Digitone, Digitact. It'll say Korg, and then you can usually look at the instrument and judge like the factory, the company name and the synthesizer name, and Google that, and you can do a hit shopping, and it will show you what they're worth. Why I say that is try to find if they have something set up like this and it's all factory looking, all fresh, they probably want to keep it in good condition. So something like a deck saver might be nice, especially if they have shirts and stuff hanging over it. Try to find their most expensive synthesizer and buy a deck saver for that. What the deck saver is just simply a plastic cover that goes over top of it. You know, if you go back to their setup and they've customized it, they've drawn all over some stuff, they put their stickers, they've tried to personalize their instruments. One thing you might want to check out is looking into getting a vinyl kit. Now, there's tons of services out there that do it. I'll list a couple of them that I come across here that seem reputable, and some of them come with like pre-made vinyl kits that you can just, you know, usually pop off the knobs and slap on top, and you can reface the whole instrument so it looks like something new and something personal versus just the factory versions. So that's why I mentioned, you know, try to get if you can see their stickers and stuff all over it already, you know they want to personalize their stuff, they know they want to make it theirs. And you know, if you know the things they're into, maybe you can find a cool theme based upon something they're into, like video games or shows they like or music they like. So the one caution I would give you is I'll show you this one up here. You can see they've made it all white instead of black, but they've kept all the text on it, because you know, if you slap a sticker over top of it and you cover up all the text, it makes the devices a lot harder to use if you're not always in it and know everything by feel and experience. So I would just caution. Oh my god, this is gonna make me sneeze. No, that looks terrible. I would just caution. I would just caution, if you do it, try to get a vinyl or a theme that's going to keep those text of what the knobs and buttons do, just for usability of the instrument after the fact. Yeah, so that's 2 ideas right there. Beyond those ideas, check out what's in their studio. Do they have a nice comfy chair? Do they have these beautiful lights that I've just scrounged around? Can you get them a nice light? What type of lighting do they have now? Is there better versions of it that you can find out there? Is there, are they doing YouTube? Do they have, proper LED lights and stuff that I should invest in? Like, what are they doing music? Are they just doing it as a hobby? Well, if it's just a hobby, get them a nice chair if they don't have a chair. Get them some nice furniture. Get them some nice, comfort things that would make their setup better. Are they doing YouTube? See what equipment they have already. Of YouTube, if they don't have lighting, look into some lighting they could get. If they don't have stands, can you get them stands or camera mounts that would help them get new shots and stuff? Once again, this is an area where you probably don't want to drop a lot of money without talking to them, maybe trying to figure out what would be nice first, versus, if you want to buy them just a new light or a new stand or a new camera gadget that's within your price range where you're okay of it maybe not being a home run, try to surprise them. Now, beyond the YouTube and the hobbyist thing, are they a traveling musician? Are they taking their equipment out on the road? What are they chucking it in? Are they just putting it into a crappy bag or something? Or do they have a really nice case that are traveling? That'd be my other suggestion, is if your person you're buying for is outperforming, they make specialty cases for all these synthesizers. If you know what equipment they're taking out on the road and if you're just shoving it all into a bag, and it's probably, if it's expensive equipment, they'll have something set up, but you can look into getting a nice Pelican case. Pelican cases are very rugged cases that have plucked foam, so you can pick out the foam yourself to kind of make your own setup. And I think there's another company that I saw, Analog Cases or something, which is a new, I'm not sure how new it is now, but it was some guy started up the business, and from what I could tell online, the reviews and stuff, I don't have any of his stuff, and none of this is paid for or suggested. It's just things that came to the top of my head when I was thinking of potential gifts out there. So, if they're out traveling, these Pelican cases are custom made already to hold usually just one synthesizer. So if they have a whole get-up of gear they're taking everywhere, it might not be so great because they're not going on a Hulk out there holding 8 different cases. But, if they're always just taking one thing to their set or wherever they're going or to wherever they're performing, and they don't have a very good case for that now. I think that these cases aren't cheap, but if they're going and taking these things often, especially how much these things can cost sometimes, it would be nice for their expensive gear that they're taking out. Or they might not even be taking their expensive gear out because they don't have a special case to keep it protected. That might be an idea. Anyway, that's all I got. Those are my ideas. Hopefully these will stand the test of time a little bit. These are not ideas that are going to die at the end of 2021. I think these things will be useful moving forward. So hopefully, wherever you're watching this provides some help. If you like any of the ideas here, but you're hoping to get the gifts, maybe leave this on a laptop upstairs, so when your significant other thinks of a Christmas idea, they're like, oh, okay, I'll watch that and see something in there. Hopefully you like. Maybe leave it right on the timestamp of the idea that you like, and they'll go, and that will be a good hint for them. Anyways, I hope you have a Merry Christmas whenever you are. And thank you so much, and I'm excited to get this thing off my face. See you all soon. Bye.